Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Sam. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and here on my channel I share my life and my experiences as a hairstylist, as well as advice for any of you guys who are interested in being in the beauty industry. So today's video, I wanted to get ready, do my makeup, and talk about how to determine if you are working in the right salon and how to find the right salon for you. I've been getting a lot of messages from people recently asking my advice on this topic in particular. So I thought that I would just share my experiences and tell you how I ended up finding the salon where I work now, because I absolutely love where I work and I feel like everybody deserves to be in the right type of work environment. And every time I post a video, I always get a bunch of comments asking me to do a tutorial, asking what makeup I'm wearing. So I thought I'll do my makeup so you can see what I'm wearing and how I'm doing it while I'm giving you my advice at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not usually the best at multitasking. So I'm starting off, as always, with a moisturized face, and I'm gonna use the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer, which I'm running really low on, so I need to get more. I love this stuff so much. And then for my foundation, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I just got this at Sephora a few days ago, and I've only worn it once so far, but I really like it. I'm in the shade 280. So I have been out of beauty school for almost 2 years now, and the salon where I currently work is actually the third salon that I have ever worked at. And I've been there for over a year now. It's about to be a year and a half actually. And I absolutely love where I work. I talk all the time about how much I love it. It's like super chill and laid back, and I get along with my boss so well, and yeah, I love it. I don't see myself, unless I move, like I don't see myself leaving there anytime in the near future. But I had to go through 2 other places first and like learn some things along the way, figure out what is and isn't right for me. And I feel actually pretty lucky. I feel like I found my salon pretty quickly. By the way, I'm going to list all the products I'm using down in the description, so if I forget to mention something along the way and you're curious, it will all be down in the description. But this is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Concealer in the shade Light Cool Peach. And I've talked a little bit about my past salon experiences, so if this is repetitive for any of you, I apologize. But I do feel like I need to kind of share the experiences I had so you can see like my thought process and how I came to find out like what works for me, what doesn't, what I like, what I don't like, etc. So the first salon that I worked at, I actually was working there while I was still in beauty school as an assistant, and I wasn't like taking clients or anything because I wasn't licensed yet, obviously. I was just shampooing their clients. I would greet them, get them something to drink, drape them, occasionally blow dry them, etc. And just like help out the stylists if they ever needed anything. So that salon, it was like an organic, all natural kind of place. The owner of the salon was vegan. She was like very educated on ingredients that were in the products she used and stuff like that. And so there was only certain brands that she used, and it was fine. I liked it there a lot. I mean, my boss was really great there. The clients there were very nice. All the stylists were nice. It was a great salon, and the vibe there too was like very laid back. It had like a kind of a hippie feel. And she did offer me my own chair once I graduated. I declined the offer because I just felt like it wasn't really the best fit for me. And especially as someone that was coming right out of beauty school, I didn't want to feel limited to the types of brands and products that I could use and work with. I wanted to kind of get my hands into everything. I wanted to get as much like product knowledge and as much experience with different brands as I could. And I also felt like with their clientele, like for me, I love color, and ideally what I want to be doing is a lot of like freehand painting, custom color, lived in colors. And my ideal client, like my target market, is more so women in like their early 20s to late 30s. Whereas majority of the clientele at that salon was all older women, like in their late 40s to 60s. And pretty much all everyone got there was just color retouches. No one was really getting the type of color services that I wanted to be doing. And I just saw myself getting like very complacent and very bored there, because I could do a root retouch with my eyes closed, you know, like I don't know, like that's just not fun and exciting for me. I like being able to be more creative when I'm doing hair. So the second salon that I ended up working at was actually the first place where I was working as a full-time stylist. And the way I ended up getting that job was while I was still in beauty school, I was getting my eyelash extensions done at this salon. And the girl who was doing my lashes, her mom is actually the owner of this salon. So she had said to me, hey, I know that you're in beauty school right now and your work on Instagram is beautiful. When you graduate, if you don't already have another job lined up, we'd love to have you here. We think that you'd be great here, blah, blah, blah. So I knew actually, you know what, let me fill in my brows really quick because it's really hard to talk and do my brows at the same time. Be right back. Okay, so this second salon, I knew that it wasn't like my ideal salon. I was like, I don't see myself like being here forever. This isn't like when I envision my dream salon to work in, this isn't it. But I hadn't really been looking into any other salons at the time. Like I wasn't really sure where I wanted to work. This salon was really well known, and even though they didn't have, like, their reputation was more so for the eyelash extensions, not as much hair, because all of the stylists that worked there for the most part were older, and so, you know, like some of their techniques were a little bit outdated. Again, their hair clientele wasn't really like my ideal type of client, but their lash extension clientele was. So I thought, okay, well maybe if I start working there, I can get some of the lash clients to come and get their hair done by me. I told myself, you know, I'm probably not gonna be here for too long, but I'll take them up on the offer. I'll work here for a little while, learn as much as I can, and then once I feel like I'm over it and I'm ready to move on, I'll leave and I'll go find somewhere else to work. Even though I wasn't expecting to be there for very long anyway, I actually ended up leaving even sooner than anticipated, because like even though I knew, okay, this isn't my dream salon, but it just ended up like not being the right fit for multiple different reasons. So first of all, at that salon, it was like a full service like salon and spa. They did everything. They did hair, they did eyelash extensions, massages, facials, mani-pedis, waxes, makeup, like everything. I think now they even do like spray tans and stuff like that. Like she was just trying to get her hands into everything. And so I made it very clear from the beginning that all I was interested in doing is hair. But right away, I was getting so many mani-pedis put on my schedule. And first of all, like, I don't even like doing nails. I don't know how to do nails. She kept putting them on my schedule anyway. They also were all Grouponers, by the way, which was really frustrating because not only was I doing something that I didn't want to be doing, but I was making like no money from it as well. So that was very frustrating. And I just felt like it was a waste of my time. Like she kept saying like, oh, well, you know, here, I'll show you, just keep practicing and you'll get better. That's fine, but I have zero interest in doing nails. So like, I don't want to practice and get better at nails. I would rather use that time to practice and get better at hair, because that's what I actually want to be doing. That's what I went to school and paid $20,000 for. They also really did not like prioritize education there. And if say like I had downtime between clients and I wanted to go sit in the back and like practice something on a mannequin or watch an online class or something, like she would give me shit for it. And like she would rather us beat up cleaning stuff that didn't even need to be cleaned anymore. Like she'd rather us like wipe down the same mirror for the 100th time that day than practice on a mannequin. Like And one time I remember the owner had texted all of the stylists in a group chat, and she sent us a link to this online class, and she was like, here, I want you guys to watch this class. And it was like $20 or $25 to watch the class. She expected us to pay for it ourselves. How are you gonna tell me that I have to watch this particular thing or take this particular class and then I have to pay for it myself? If you're paying for it, then sure, fine. But if I have to pay for it myself, I should be able to pick and choose whatever I want. Oh, also, we had an online like scheduling system. We had an app so that clients could book their own appointments online. And even though I had the app and I was able to like pull it up and see who was on my schedule from my phone, I had zero control. So like I couldn't go in and reschedule anybody myself or block out time for myself. Anything that I needed done with my schedule, I had to get approved and the owner would have to do it for me. And that too, we had to pay, like she would take like $20 a month or something like that out of our paychecks to pay for our access to the app, which I'm pretty sure was a complete ripoff. There was also just a lot of drama that went on there and a lot of like cattiness and unprofessionalism. They would talk crap pretty often about previous employees and clients. It was just crazy. And so I don't know, it got to a point where I was like, you know what? This is not the type of place for me. I've learned as much as I possibly can from this place. I don't see myself growing anymore. And it's just getting to be a little bit toxic for me. Plus it was an hour drive from my house. So I was like, what am I driving all this way if I'm like starting to just feel miserable? And you get to a point where like you start to just like resent your job, and then you question if you even want to be in this industry at all. You know, it's like, it wasn't good. And I was starting to like fall out of love with hair, which like it was way too early for that to be happening. So I was only at that salon for like 4 months. It was a very short period of time, but in the moment it felt like an eternity. So before I ended up leaving there, I wanted to make sure obviously that I had like a job already lined up somewhere else. So I saw that one of my friends in the industry, she was working at a salon in the town where I lived, and she had posted on Instagram that they were expanding and they were looking for another stylist. So I immediately started stalking their social media. I went on Instagram, I saw what the salon looked like, I saw that the owner was really into dogs, which I loved. I saw that she used the same products as what I used in beauty school, which was exciting because it was products that I really loved and products that I was really familiar with. And that was the other thing too. At the second salon, the color line that they had sucked. Like I really hated it. It was very limited. They seriously had like maybe 12 shades in total for the entire line. I also saw on Instagram that it seemed like majority of the photos that she posted were all color, which was exciting because that's obviously what I like to do. And based on the photos and the type of clientele that she had there, I was excited. I was like, okay, this looks like it could be a good fit. So I decided to book a blowout with my friend. I didn't want to like let the owner know that I was interested just yet. I wanted to kind of come in and see it for myself first and see if we clicked and hit it off. So then after that, my friend let the owner know that oh my God, it's so hard to do eyeliner and talk. My friend let the owner know that I was interested, and so I came in, brought in my resume, you know, got to like formally meet her, and we just talked and did a little interview, and it went really well. But because of my previous experience, I now knew what to look for, because like the first time around, I didn't really know. I was just kind of like, oh, cool, I'll get my own chair. This will be awesome. Whereas this time I knew what things were important to me, what things were deal breakers. So at this third salon, she had an online booking system as well. However, I didn't have to pay to have access to it. And I also was able to have control of it. I could log in, I could book my own appointments myself, I could reschedule things, move things around, I could block out time. I was able to choose my own hours, and I didn't have to like request ahead of time if I needed to take time off. She's also very big on education, which is really great and important to me, because especially I think no matter at what point in your career, like you should always go and take classes and be furthering your education. But especially when you're fresh out of school, like you should be constantly just soaking up as much as you can. So she has a subscription to Behind the Chair, which is like an online, you can like watch these classes from all these different artists all around the country, and it's everything from like styling to hair cutting, color, etc. They even have like business stuff, social media, how to take photos, like everything that you need to become like a successful stylist. So she pays for a subscription to that, so I have access. I can log in and I can watch whatever tutorials I want from that. She also will pay to send me to classes. Also, especially in the beginning, like I was still working on building my clientele, so if I had free time, you know, I could take a mannequin and practice and do online classes. Like she wanted me to be doing that. She preferred me do that as opposed to cleaning or answering the phones and those kinds of things. So anyway, it was just like instantly a totally different experience, and it was just a better fit for me. Not to say that the other salon is like a bad place to work at, but it wasn't, you know, like maybe that's the right fit for somebody, but it just wasn't the right fit for me. It's not the type of place where I could thrive. I like right away just saw a huge difference in my work, my skills. Like I just learned so much and I grew so much as a stylist in such a short amount of time. Like in just my first month being at my current salon, I feel like I learned more and was better than I was after 4 months at the other place. So when you're in the right place, you'll know it. And I think that if you are questioning where you work now and you're just kind of feeling like stagnant and feeling like you're not really growing, you're having a lot of issues, you're getting to the point where you're like resenting your job and you're dreading going into work every day, it's probably not the right place for you. And you should probably start considering looking somewhere else. So how do you find a better salon? How do you determine if a salon is going to be the right fit for you? Well, first of all, you gotta look on social media. Social media will tell you so much. Look on the salon's page, try to see if the owner has a page, find the other stylists that work there, look at their pages. If you can find their personal accounts, even better, because then you can kind of get a feel for who works there, what are their personalities like, are they people that you feel like you'll click with and you'll like vibe really well with. Also look, a lot of the times, like I know whenever I go and I take a class, I'm always posting photos and videos from it because I want my clients to see like, look, I'm staying on top of my education, like I'm going and I'm taking these classes. So look and see if you can see stuff like that on their page, because I think that's very important. Like finding a salon that values education. You want to find a place that is willing to invest in you and that wants to invest in their stylists. Also take a look at the work that they're posting. Does their work look good? Is their clientele in line with your ideal clientele? Are they posting a lot of the kind of work that you like doing as well? Also, while you are doing your online stalking, read their reviews, and not only to get a sense of like what other people and what other clients have to say about them, but also look and see if they respond to any of their reviews and what are their responses like. That is one thing that I was totally like, I just never really thought about, but a little more recently somebody brought to my attention the salon where I used to work. Their Groupon page has some crazy stuff going on, and all of the negative reviews, they respond to them in the most unprofessional, like cringy kind of way. They literally responded to the one review and told the girl that she was ghetto and trashy and that they didn't want her in their salon. Like, oh my God, even if that's true, like you don't say that to people, and you certainly don't post it publicly where other people can see that. Like, that's just not a good look at all. And I don't know, for me, when I see stuff like that, it's like, ooh, yep, that is not the kind of place I want to be associated with. And then actually go into the salon in person, and you can do what I did and just like book a blowout, and don't even say that you're a stylist or that you're interested in working there. Just be like kind of an undercover detective. You can get a sense of the size of it, how many stations are there, how many stylists work there. Oh, another thing to keep in mind too, like when you're looking and doing your research online, look to see, like, does it look like they go through employees pretty quickly? Like, do they have a fast turnover rate? Because if they've had the same staff for a long time, that is great. But if it looks like they constantly are changing employees and have new stylists all the time, that is not a good sign. That was another thing that was going on at the other place. So, like, obviously there's a reason why they can't hold on to stylists. Take a look at how the stylists are, you know, doing hair. What's their technique? What are the prices there? What do the clients look like? Is it clean? Like, pay attention, just take in everything, take note of everything. And then once you feel like, okay, I like this place, I want to, you know, go interview. After the interview, make sure you're asking questions, because there's a lot of things, and even after you do all of this, you're still not gonna ever really be able to know 100% what it's like to work somewhere for yourself, like if you are going to like working there, until you actually do it. Because even if you know somebody else who works there, like their experience could be different from yours. So, you know, you can't ever know for sure, but ask questions and like write down a list and bring that list with you. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, what are the things that are important to you? Make a list of priorities. Like, what stuff at your current job do you absolutely hate? And like, what things are you looking to be different? Another thing I wanted to say too is, if you're still a new stylist, like if you're fresh out of school, don't stress about it too much. Like I said in the beginning, I feel like me finding the right salon on my third try was pretty lucky, and I feel like it happened pretty quick for me. So it might take you longer. You might have to go through more places, and once you're more established and you have a bigger clientele, it's a little trickier for you to leave, because obviously if you're hopping around and changing salons all the time, your clients might not all follow you, or they might start to be like, what the hell? Like, why does she keep moving? Like, this is annoying. So if you're still at the beginning of your career and you haven't grown a clientele yet, that's the perfect time to move around. If you're somewhere and you're not really feeling it, leave. Like, don't feel like you have to stay there. This is like my go-to lip, by the way, and I wear this in almost every video and everyone always asks what it is. So it's an Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Pasadena, and then I top it off with the e.l.f. Plumping Gloss in Mocha Twist, and I just put it like in the center of my lips. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my advice. And by the way, I forgot to mention it earlier, but I have only had experience working as an employee of salons, like as a commission-based stylist. Where I live, booth renting actually is illegal. So I'm sure it comes down to money somehow. But yeah, so I don't have any experience with that. So, you know, everything that I was talking about is all just based off of like being an employee, being commission-based, etc. But yeah, I hope that that advice was helpful for you guys. I think everybody deserves to work somewhere where they can thrive and where they're happy and where they can just grow and be, you know, the best that they can be. And if you're unhappy, hopefully this is what you needed to hear to kind of like push you to just find a better place. Like I said, I will have all of the products that I use down in the description, and let me know what you guys thought of doing it this style. Do you like me doing like a get ready with me while giving advice, or do you prefer me just like sitting down and talking? Was me doing my makeup distracting? Let me know what you think. As always, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you go. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you hit the little bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.